is Doris, and I am Little Bird Products. Welcome back if you've been here before, and thank you very much if you've subscribed. And welcome if this is your first time here, and thank you for joining us. And please do subscribe. It does help my channel. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers, and I'm over 900, so you can help me a lot if you just push that subscribe button. Doesn't cost anything. You just get notified every time I post a new video. Today is another Sunday, the end of the week, or I should say, the start of a new week. This last week, if you followed me, you know I've been overwhelmed with getting my new internet service set up and also getting my new phone. And I am very happy to say I now have a new iPhone 17 Pro, and I am back with Xfinity. And I do have the first year for free. Well, actually, for $10, a month, because I've set up for the Premier service or whatever they call it. And we'll judge at the end of the year, $10 service, if it was worth it, or if I want to change again. I can tell you right now, I don't want to go through any of that again. However, thanks to my daughter and son-in-law, everything is working. My hearing aids are working. They're synced with my phone. I've done some of my normal things with my new phone. So I'm just working through how to use it. My daughter keeps sending me YouTube videos on how to do the different features on the new phone. But I'm happy to say I believe I know what I need to know to be able to use the new phone. There's a lot of new features with it, and we'll see, judging from, what she sends me, how much I want to use of the new features. But I do think after I get through this first year, I will be pretty well versed on the features of my iPhone. So anyway, I'm happy I did my little happy dance after we left the Xfinity store last night. Happy dance that it was over. Well, we shall see. Anyway, this week, what I was able to accomplish was I finished my bog coat that was in process. It took a lot longer than what I thought it would. I made it more difficult for myself in that I decided to do it patchwork. And I thought, how difficult could it be to cut 35 10 by 10 different squares of denim and then sew them all together and make a big rectangle. And anyway, I've found out how difficult that can be. But it turned out really cute. And I'm not going to stop using that word, cute. I have to find another word. Anyway, it turned out beautiful. I'm very, very pleased with it. I put black bias binding around the neck, and then I put a couple of denim pockets on it that had these, I don't know what they call a dandelion after, it's all dried up and, it's going to float. I just call them exploded dandelions. Anyway, I had some embroidered on some pieces of denim, and they were super cute, and I was saving them for a special project. Decided not to save them anymore, but to use them. So they made really cute pockets on this. And then I put 4 denim loops, and I used the seams that I cut off of some of the denim. So I really like to be thrifty and save all the fabric that I can, except for I'm not like some people. I don't save used little tiny pieces of thread, and I don't save teeny tiny pieces of fabric. Well, mostly I don't, unless it's super cute and I know right away what I'm going to use it for. Anyway, I'm digressing. And then I had some nice big dark, they're kind of a blackish brown vintage buttons, and I used 4 of those down the front of the coat so it actually buttons all the way down. And I like that the patches of denim, some of them were different. They were a little stretchy. They weren't just 100% cotton. So they give the coat a little more ease. It is kind of a heavy coat, so it'll make a nice fall, winter, jacket, and into spring when it's cool. And it's perfect for a day like this here in Texas where it's down in the 30s. Heaven forbid we're having our 2 days of winter. So I'm kind of digressing, which I always do. I have a few notes here I want to make sure that I covered. I did finish my 3rd bucket hat, and I'm very pleased with it. I put cotton lining in it that has a Paris print on it, and I'm really pleased with the way that turned out. It's denim on one side and cotton on the other. And now what I'm going to do is I got some heavier stabilizer, so I'm going to make a couple of bucket hats just out of complementary cotton fabrics. They're what I call my Paris print. They're my special fabrics. So I'm going to make a couple bucket hats out of those. And then I have 2 more purse frames to use. I'm going to make matching purses for those bucket hats, and I'll try to sell those as sets. So I'm trying to be a little more realistic with my things that I want to make this week. So I want to make 2 hats, 2 bags, and I want to make 2 more hooded robe coats, what I call robe coats, because you can wear them as a robe or a coat. And I bought these quilted bedspreads at a thrift store, one of the charity thrift stores around here. And they're king size. So I should be able to get a hooded coat and maybe a kimono jacket or a French fold shrug out of each one of those, because they are king size, and maybe more. And they're really pretty. One is kind of an aqua blue, and then the other one is a muted pink mauve kind of colored. And I think they're really nice colors. They're nice quality. So I want to get those made because they're perfect to wear in this cooler weather. So to summarize for my week, this coming week, I want to make 2 hooded coats, 2 bags, and 2 hats. And I'm not going to add any more to that list, even though I'm tempted to say I want to add another bog coat, now that one of my wonderful subscribers wrote a very succinct synopsis, like that, succinct synopsis for what a bog coat is. And so look at the comments from earlier this week, and she explained it there for what a bog coat was. Much better explanation than I gave. Which it doesn't take much, because I got to tell you, my explanation was a little crazy, based on it really is not what the cranberry bog workers wore. So she put a really nice comment in there about what the history was. She looked it up. So make sure you hop back to the last video and look at her comments there. And I think that's all that I have to say. Success with the new phone. Success with my bucket hats. I've finally mastered making those, and they really are a fun make. If you want me to do a video making one, I'd be happy to do that. I actually got the pattern for the bucket hat from Mood Fabrics, and it didn't cost anything, which was nice. And you can buy your fabrics and your stabilizer there from them too, if you so choose. And that'd be nice to support them. So these hats they were a fun make, because I made most of those out of scrap pieces of denim that I had, and I'm having a lot of fun making them. I hope that somebody likes them enough to buy them. And I haven't sold any of my framed purses yet. I really like those in the denim. I encourage you to go and look at that. And if you're shopping in my store, my Etsy store, if you use the coupon code FAV10, F-A-V-10, at checkout, you'll get 10% off your entire purchase from my store. So have fun. I will be putting my hats in the store this week, and both of my bog coats are in the store. So have fun and enjoy, and let me know if there's something else that you want to see. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to film as a tutorial for this week. I will put my little dancing video at the end of me prancing around in my patchwork bog coat. So have a good week, and I'll see you later. Bye.